Hello everyone, this is Pitus Liker here on the Cake Liker channel, and I just wanted to celebrate a little bit because my Can You Guess the Top 10 Rule 34 Characters video, which I spent a lot of time working on and it took me a while to get it done, it paid off. It finally hit 10,000 views over the course of about a year. And I wanted to talk a little bit about this video and some of my other videos and kind of just what I've learned after making this and what I've learned kind of in the year since. Now, first things first, I just want to take care of the elephant in the room. The YouTube revenue, I'm just going to leave it up. So make of it what you will. I don't really make a lot of money because I don't get enough viewership to make a lot of money. So what you see is just more information for you, I guess. If it's against the YouTube guidelines to show it, fine. But I've seen larger YouTubers get away with it, so I think I'm in the clear. So let's talk a bit about this video first. So it hit 10,000 views. It is currently at 10,031. As you can see here, one of the things that I've been keeping my eye on is the last 48 hours section right here. And you can change it to like the last 60 minutes, and it's only got one view in the past hour. But in the last 2 days, it's gotten 90 views, which is pretty solid. Now they come in bursts. There's moments where it has 0. There's moments where it might have like 7 views. And when you break it down by traffic sources, it's really just search. Because when you get to the external part, it's really just Google search. I feel like Google search could be like its own category separate from external, because it doesn't seem fair for Google search to be counting as external, but it is. So yeah, it's really mostly people looking up Rule 34, which I thought was very fascinating. So now here in the intro, you have a pretty big drop off, but it's not. Now, I did make a decent customized intro. I'm not going to play the song to it, but I have like clips and some narration going along. And it's pretty good. It's about typical. I would say it's above my average duration, so I seem to hook people enough with the intro. I could probably do better. I've been looking more into like how to keep people watching within like the first 30 seconds of the video, because most people do click off by then. And I mean, still technically a majority of people did click off by 30 seconds because only 48% of viewers are watching by 30 seconds. And so, yes, the intro I think was good, but it could have been better. And I think there are more ways I can kind of provide a hook to get people going. And then they kind of seem to skip ahead a little bit because there's a spike over here. It's just I don't think it was because Lola Bunny was on the screen. I feel like it was more just like, okay, let's actually get to the challenge. And one of the other things that I should probably work on is shortening my outro, because a lot of people click off. I mean, here by the end of the video, it's 1%, 2%, 4%. I should really work on that. I've just been kind of lazy with that. As you can see, my subscriber buildup has been relatively steady because of it. More recently, I've gotten a boost of subs, and like I'd say around the summer of last year, I got a pretty decent boost in subs. But yeah, it's nothing huge. It's relatively small, and I do tell people that they should subscribe, and I also tell them to like the video. But I don't know, I feel like there's more effective ways that you can do it, but you have to be like very careful about it, because people say it so much nowadays in videos that like it just goes over their heads. Like they don't even register it anymore. So I would say around most of my videos kind of have like this flat curve that you see in the beginning, but then around June, when it reached about 500 videos, like about 2 months after the release, it started picking up, and the rate of the curve changed, and it started going up quite a bit. And I would say it even started going up a bit more in December. And I would say I've been averaging around 50 views a day, sometimes less. Sometimes it might be closer to 40. Sometimes it might be closer to 60. But around then, around 50 views a day. So like 86, that's still in the ballpark. That's above 40 views a day, which is still like incredible. Incredible. None of my other videos even come close to that right now. There are some that did at the time. And you can see right here, like around June, like there's a bump in the impressions. And you gotta like watch out for the bumps on these graphs, because they really like, they can indicate like when more people are watching the video. So I think that's pretty cool. The impressions were actually pretty low early on. So I don't know what gave it the bump. I don't think my CTR necessarily showed it that bump. But one of the interesting things that I found out is that in the YouTube search, best Rule 34 was like 20% of my searches, which is crazy. Like, how... I don't even think the term best showed up in my video. Like, I don't even think that was in my description. I mean, I'll take it, but that's a good chunk of my viewership. I mean, you're talking like 20%. I think it's of total traffic, because 60% is search, 20% is best Rule 34. So that's like 2,000 views just from that alone, which is incredible. And then right here you can see the new viewers and returning viewers. I got like a huge spike of new viewers in June, and then it started like steadily accelerating, because increasing it would still like stay at like the same rate, but accelerating, like it boosted, I would say, around December, although it's a little bit harder to tell because it's kind of gradual, it's kind of subtle in the increase. But I mean, there's a big difference between like here and up here, right? So it seems like yeah, this video is definitely taken off, and there's a good chance that you know, like within the next year people could see this and just be amazed with the increase. Because again, like it's been out for like just under a year, and for it to hit 10,000 views is pretty great for the channel, but it's not like absurd. It's not unbelievable. Oh my god, I think I got to the glitchy side of YouTube. Can we stop? Can I get back to studio? Oh my god, it just keeps popping up. I think I broke YouTube. I think I broke YouTube. I might have to back out. I have to... Oh my god! Yes. Okay, I had to like back out of studio and get back in there. Okay, so let's talk a bit about some of my other videos and how they're doing right now. So again, the main thing that I like to pay attention to is this top videos section right here. So if you go to channel analytics and you go to like latest videos, or not latest videos, top videos right here, you can see that the top 10 Rule 34 characters isn't even my most viewed in the past 48 hours. There's been a little bit of a resurgence in my You're Welcome But It's Big Smoke's order video. As you can see, it got like at one point almost 100 views in a day, which is insane. Now this is one of my older videos, and it's kind of been taking off recently, like around February, I would say. Even before then, like around December, it started getting more attention because like for a good chunk of time, it was getting like 0 views. Then it got a little bit over the summer, and then it fell off again, and then it started getting some like around December, and it's been actually kind of steady, and then it spiked, and then it dropped down, and then it spiked again. So I'm very curious as to where I'll be on this. Now the graph for the old YouTube videos isn't going to show that same line, so in a way you can kind of see like, okay, when your video kind of popped off a little bit. And right now it's at about 3,000 views, but I could see this becoming a 10,000 view video eventually. And because this is based off of a song, a lot more people are watching throughout the whole thing, which I think is kind of cool. And only recently did I actually add end screens to this video. Now that it's getting a little bit more attraction, I thought, yeah, sure, why not? So I went with mostly like recommended for viewer, and I think I did most recent video as well. So those are the ones that I'm showing right now. But yeah, a lot appear, well, actually not that many appearing in Google search because it's only 1%, but a lot of traffic search, like it's in like if you look up the viral hit, you're welcome but read the description, then yeah, a good chunk of my viewership's from that. And then, yeah, most of it comes from suggested videos. So because this is like a meme video, a lot of other people have made similar videos, and they just thought this one was cool. I did change the thumbnail like around February too, when it started getting more traction, because I just thought, oh, I can make a more appealing thumbnail. So I changed it. I like the old thumbnail kind of, but I just don't think it fits well in YouTube's algorithm. So if you see an old video of yours that's getting traction, you might want to consider changing the thumbnail up just to kind of mix things up a little bit, because the old part of YouTube doesn't have to stay looking like it doesn't need the package like the old part of YouTube. It can hang around, and it's not like this was even that old. It was made in, looks like April of 2021. Was it? No, that's not right. It was made in 2017, so decent amount of time ago. And right here, my Sonic.exe marathon. This one is probably the most interesting out of all the videos that I wanted to talk about, because this one really did not do well its first hour. Typically, I get 9 views to 20 views in the first hour, but this one actually only got 3 views in the first hour. This was a 10 out of 10 video right out of the gate. It was not popular among my subscribers, but that didn't matter because I was able to get picked up in YouTube's search, which is what I was hoping for. YouTube search seems to be a good way to get your video to get its foot through the door, to be seen by people. And I knew that Sonic.eyx was still pretty popular. As you can see in the YouTube searches, it's about 50%, maybe a little bit more. Sonic.eyx, Sonic EYX. And also I'm getting some and PC port in there, because it isn't just about EYX, it's about all the Sonic.exe games, or at least the most popular ones. And as you can see, my click-through rate's actually a lot better on this video so far than most of my other ones. And I think it's because there's probably like a super high demand for Sonic.exe videos right now, but there might be like a limited supply. And also, I don't think anyone else really played all the games in one video. And by all the games, I don't literally mean all the games, but you know what I mean. So yeah, decent thumbnail. I turned up the brightness on that middle Sonic to kind of stand out a little bit. I thought it would be cool and a little bit more friendly clickbait. And as you can see right here, the impressions graph is steadily climbing pretty quickly. And a lot of people do seem to be clicking on the videos so far, which is a good sign. And yeah, most of my videos kind of tail off and they kind of flatten and they don't really get much viewership once it hits, like, honestly, the end of day 2, I would say. But this one still seems to be getting decent viewership. It's right now going through another spike, and kind of similar to like what happened around the end of the first day. So we'll see how steadily this video climbs over time. I imagine this video will probably hit 1,000 views by the rate it's going. I don't know if it'll hit 10,000. I'd like it to hit 10,000. That would be cool. But I'm not necessarily going to expect that. And as you can see here, yeah, most people are just coming in for the EYX video. So I thought it was a good idea to add chapters, and I was right to this. Chapters is just a very convenient way, especially if you're going to like marathon a bunch of games. Yeah, make chapters so that way people can just get to the part that they want to get to. And they don't click off the video while searching for it frustrated. So I think that was a smart decision, because like half of the people that clicked on the video by this point are watching EYX, or at least the very beginning of it. So that's really cool. And yeah, sure, people do click off at some points, but by the end, there's still like 37% of people watching that EYX video. Whereas like with the other games in the marathon, not that many. Around 30%, maybe 20%. Even like that first game. The first Sonic EXE seems to have done the worst out of all of them, which I thought was interesting. I thought it would have done like second best, but I guess not. I guess people are digging like all these other fan games, so or maybe they just know the EXE formula so much, but they don't know the other games so much, so they wanted to check them out. And that might have been possible too. But yeah, pretty cool stuff that we've got here. Obviously, my watch time is a lot higher because it's a longer video. I mean, even like within the first 2 hours, like even though I got very few views, it still had a decent watch time for me. But it's only like gone up since, although given the recent view spike, it's kind of declined a little bit. So people might be watching less long than before as more viewers come in. And yeah, it's mostly appealing to new viewers, people that aren't subscribed, like 80%, which is good because you're like pulling in a new audience. I don't think I really told anyone to subscribe, which I could have done, but I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this right now. Really, I'm just trying to appeal to newer viewers. It did recently get into suggested videos as well. So like suggested videos, there's other people that are playing Sonic.EYX, so this video might appear in some of those videos. And it also appeared in Mike's live stream for some reason, which I thought was humorous. So yeah, there are other videos of mine that are doing well. In particular, this YouTube. I wanted to show off this YouTube short that I did, because really, like, I almost got all the viewership, like, within a couple hours of each other. And then, but it's still, even though it did kind of die off from appearing in the short shelf a lot, like, it got its exposure and then kind of left. It's still, like, you see it right here, it's like 1,100 views, and then it's 1,400 views. So within the span of like about a month, less than a month, it still got 300 views, and you can see it's still getting viewership now. So I think that's also something to keep in mind, is that shorts can still have a decent lifespan. Another video that's approaching 10,000 views was my reaction to AlphaRad's video. It's getting there, but the viewership is a lot slower, so it might take a little bit longer for it to reach there. It's been out a little bit over a year now, It did have a steady increase, but then it jumped up even more, I think, because AlphaRad's original video got age restricted and it wasn't appearing in YouTube searches. So a lot of people started watching this one, which again, thought was super funny. Is there anything else? Well, I don't think there's, like, okay, so like the weird fetishes tier list video, that also kind of popped off around December. Not sure why. Maybe people were looking to buy Christmas presents for their significant others, and they were wondering, what should I check to see if my significant other is into? But for real, yeah, for some reason it peaked in December, and it, like, the rate has gone up significantly. It went from like 600 views to like over 2,000 views, so that was pretty cool. And hopefully it gives J-Man a little bit of exposure. Hopefully it brings some people to his channel. This has had like a steady CTR of about 7, although early on I guess it, like, some people were really clicking on this video, which I thought was amusing. I wonder how many people like remember that Patrick from the Panty Raid, and that's why they're like, oh hell yeah, Panty Raid, maybe that's on there. I don't know. My live stream, watching Mr. Beast, watching every Mr. Beast video until I hit 1 million subscribers. Live streams with Mr. Beast content seem to do way better than videos about him. Like, because the live stream was popping up. That was like fun. That was cool, but nobody really wants to watch the archive. And I get it. Like, it's probably a lot more fun while it's live, so that's understandable. I could unlist it, but honestly, I just think it's funny. And it also did make a little bit of money, but then it got copyright claimed, like, right about here. And it got hit by like 9 copyright claims, so yeah, not making any more money off of that one. Another video that did very poorly in the beginning, that was like a 10 out of 10 video on YouTube, but has kind of popped off a little bit. It's kind of petered out a little bit, and not as many people are looking it up anymore because it's not as relevant, it's not as trendy anymore, the Markiplier Smasher Pass. I think that fad has faded a little, but at the time it still did kind of decent. And my Vor video, I actually I changed the thumbnail, like, I want to say around like 7 a.m. on Wednesday, and that's when like people were like clicking on this through the roof, but nobody was staying, like, because it's a Wheel of Shitpost video, and it wasn't a, like, specifically a Vor video. It didn't do all that great. a lot of people just like clicked off after the intro. So maybe if I like added chapters or something to this, maybe it would have done better, which I could have. I might consider adding chapters to Wheel of Shitpost, and who knows, maybe like more people will end up watching it. That's something that I want to experiment with a little bit more. Just adding chapters to like anything that's compilation or marathons or anything along those lines. So yeah, oh, and I also got like 10 subscribers from that Mr. Beast live stream, which I thought was really funny. Still definitely working on trying to get my sub growth up, but yeah, if I can get more, I've gotten steady viewership from like a couple of videos. If I can learn how to like recreate that in some of the other videos, then there's a good chance that my channel could pop off. But until that happens, I kind of gotta play around a little bit. As you can see, none of the Honey Pop videos are here except for the AlphaRad reaction. So I've really been trying to experiment more. I've been doing more videos that I think could get picked up in YouTube search, just to try and get any sort of attention at all. And well, as you can see, the aside from my YouTube short, the top 10 Rule 34 characters video is in a league of its own right now. Although the Sonic.exe marathon and the You're Welcome But It's Big Smokes Order, those we'll see if it lasts. We don't know how much the growth will last, but I think by this time next year, that top 10 Rule 34 characters video will probably hit 10 or another 10,000 views, so it'll hit like 20,000. And even then, like in the first 2 months, it was kind of slow growth by comparison. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would say to anyone that's trying to grow their channel, try and work on expanding your reach. Try to find new audiences that aren't necessarily your subscriber base, because just because your subscriber base isn't interested in a video that you make doesn't mean that other people won't be. It just means that people need to find them, and the best way that I've been able to do that is with YouTube search. But trending topics, if you can somehow get your video to appear in the related videos section of other videos, that can do really well. Or you can try and bandwagon off of somebody else's success and, maybe be like the second result under a viral hit in YouTube search. So those are just a few ways that you can do it. This was definitely an interesting video to go over, and I'm super proud that this video hit 10,000 views. I think it can do better. I think we can do better, but for now, I'm very happy with the results of it. But I do have bigger and bolder plans, and I do have bigger risks and more experiments that I want to try out, which hopefully you will see soon. I've got one that's in the works, and it's quite a big project, and it's something that I've been keeping a secret from most people. But if I can set up everything properly, you might see something about it soon. All right, take care, peace out. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.